All right, guys, welcome back. So it is finally that time. So as you know, the schedule got adjusted around a little bit due to the rain last weekend. They postponed the first testing tune until today. So got a few things to check over, check fluids on the truck, air pressures, and just a few little tweaks. And then we're going to get everything loaded up and head down to the track for a few passes and just make sure that the new tunes and new sensors and everything are working like they're supposed to before Truck Wars in a few weeks coming up. So anyways, we're going to head out that way and we'll catch up when we get out there. All right, guys, just getting back and settled down from the test and tune today out at the track. Everything went pretty smooth. Didn't really have any issues with the truck. A little quick background on the truck and on the setup. So as everybody knows, I've spent a lot of time and effort on really cleaning up and making everything look nicer under the hood. But as far as, you know, actual work to the motor, it's a very, very basic build. So the motor itself has only got a set of Hamilton valve springs, the 103-pound valve springs, and ARP 2000 head studs that were replaced one stud at the time. The head has never been off this truck, and it broke 187,000 miles at the track Saturday. So on the first pass, I was running the truck on Tune 2. And as you can see, it ran a 691 at 101, which is actually slower than what we ran on Tune 2 last year. So last year on Tune 2, we went a 681 at 103. We did a little bit of tuning adjustments, nothing really as far as power goes, but we were having a few gremlins, things with trying to get the truck to launch like it should. And also we were getting a pop up at the top end of the track that if you look back in some of the previous videos, you'll see I'm talking about. We decided we wrote this new tune to try to get around some of that, and it definitely helped. We got the launch down where it needs to be. We got a 160 60 foot, which was a lot better than last year where I was averaging around a 170 to 175. But trying to get the truck to spool, we ended up this off season, went ahead and changed the converter out, as you'll also see if you look back and saw the video where I went up to TRE, and we swapped it out with a 200 RPM looser than stock converter. And that made a world of difference. The spool up time was cut by more than in half. It was taking me around, 15 to 20 seconds to get the spool up before, and now I can roll into the beams with just a little bit of heat in the charger, and in, 2 or 3 seconds, it spools right up. So. That was greatly improved. Got the 60 foot down, I think, which is mostly to the tuning, but the time slowed down a little bit. And I think a lot of that might have to do with the fact that we've got a looser converter now. We're just losing a little bit of power through that. But again, the truck is launching a whole lot better. It's still putting down the power. Everything feels great. I don't know that it's the converter, but that's the only thing I know that's really changed that could have affected that. Also, as a lot of you can tell, I'm not really running a tire and wheel setup that's very popular. So I don't like to go with the trend of everybody doing, 17s and M&Hs, or even swapping to 16s with cheater slicks, or the 18s with Hoosiers. I just wanted to do something different. I found this set of 20-inch welds, and so I ended up with a set of Mickey Thompson ET Street SS's. They're a 305 35 20. So it's a lot lower profile than a lot of you guys are running on your trucks. Back in the video of the first pass, if you watch it again and you watch it real slow, I'll include it now. You'll see that when I first launched, the truck kind of shimmied over to the left just a little bit. I think that I had a little bit of water on the front tires. Unfortunately, at Northeast, there's no way around the water box, and this was being the first test and tune of the year. They also had a gamblers race. They had the water box full, and there was no way for me to get around it. So I think between launching harder, having a lot stronger tune off the bottom end, and then having some water on the tires with these low profile radials, I spun a little bit, but it wasn't terrible. And to still cut a 160 60 foot, I was really happy with that. Now, with this truck only having the ARP 2000s, it's right on the hairy edge, man. They're not happy with me. I need to swap to 625s, but honestly, I've just been kind of lazy. I've been focusing money towards the regular cab and everything else that's going on, but I need to go ahead and swap. The first pass, when I got down, let's see, the 2 to 3 shift, the head lifted just a little bit, and then on the 3 to 4 shift, it lifted pretty good there. And when I looked, I was actually shifting at around 4,000 RPMs, which is a little earlier than what I wanted to do. So going into the second round of testing that I did, which I only ran twice, but going into the second round, I put the truck up on Tune 3 just to see what difference it made, and it made a world of difference. Now, other than just swapping to Tune 3, also I launched a little bit harder, not terribly. I also was able to get around the water in the water box a little better than the first round. And also, I shifted at 45 to 4,600 RPMs on every shift change. Doing that, luckily, I didn't feel the head lift any at all. The truck ran great. It felt good. Transmission shifted great, as always. And made a really good pass I was really happy with. So as you can see here in the second round of testing, I was definitely able to get that 60 foot down. We got to a 155, which I was really happy with. Again, these low profile radials, probably not the best thing in the world. And honestly, still had a lot of air in them. I had 25 pounds in the front and somewhere around 30 in the back, I believe. I honestly didn't even check them this weekend. I checked them last week, and I'm pretty sure that's where they were. But I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it. And the second pass, it launched amazing, felt great. I got my mile an hour back that I was missing from last year, and also got down to that 6.7 pass. Now, granted, it's just barely 6.79, but that's plenty. I'm happy there. I got something there to work from and to build up to going into Truck Wars in the coming weeks. But like I said, not really out here breaking any records, not doing anything hasn't been done before. Just trying to go out and, better myself, be a better driver, try to make the truck compete a little bit better. The unfortunate thing, this truck does not have a roll bar in it. So ODSS events are kind of out the door for me. I can go run, I believe you can get away in ET without a roll bar. And on Tune 1, this truck ran like a 7.1, I think it was. So without trying to work really, really hard, I'm not even going to be able to slow down for 770. So I'm going to be more or less stuck in ET at ODSS events, which because of that, I'm not really going to chase the circuit this year. My plans are to hit both Rudy's events and Holly Rock as far as ODSS is concerned. I'm going to hit both Truck Wars events, and I plan to run 670 in those. And then maybe even hit a few streetcar takeover events or something of the sort to try to get a little bit of variety in with it, hit some car-based stuff just to get a little bit of change of pace. But overall, I'd say that the first testing tune of the year was a pretty good success. Like I said, truck did exactly what I wanted to. That second pass, getting the RPMs up at the shift points, the truck didn't lift the head. Everything felt great, so I know what to do going into Truck Wars. I do plan on swapping these studs out to 625s, but for now, the 2000s are going to ride. Trey was able to make it out there with us today, which is always a good time. It's always fun to, have somebody to go out to the track with, so you're not out there by yourself, being the only person from your crowd, so to speak, out there. So we got a few passes in with his truck, learned a few things, make some adjustments going forward, try to, make a little bit better times with that as well. We saw a few, really clean street cars out there running. There was actually a Volkswagen that really surprised me as far as, most of those guys were running mid to high 8s. And then one of them breaks out looking just like the rest of them and runs a 740. So I know he was happy about that. And like I said, good, clean looking car. Also had a handful of guys from the Carolina Cruise-Ins meets that came out there, a few of them running, a few of them just watching. So it was good to see some of those guys getting out and showing some support for the rest of us that are actually out competing with our vehicles. But anyways, like I said, truck did pretty good. Really happy with how everything went this weekend. Hopefully soon we'll be out doing it again. I think the next thing we'll be doing is Truck Wars. So that is on April 3rd at Northeast Dragway here in Hertford, North Carolina. So any of you guys that are watching, if you're in the area or you want to make a ride out for an event, that's always a good time. We'll have another Carolina Cruise-Ins meet coming up soon. Hopefully we'll have the details for that in the next few days. Keep an eye on the Facebook and Instagram pages. We may try to set something up for the night before Truck Wars to try to get some of these guys from out of town together and, you know, be able to talk and meet up with some people that you don't get to see very often. And if something happens with that, then we'll fall back and it'll possibly be the next weekend. But hopefully we'll have some plans in the next couple of days and an idea on what we're going to do as far as that goes. But anyways, thank you guys for all the continued support. I appreciate everything. If you have any suggestions on things that you'd like to see in the channel going forward, be sure to let me know. Any suggestions on things I could do to make the channel better, of course, because obviously I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it as I go. So I appreciate all you guys' support. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank y'all.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.